You may have mastered the world of business, but let me introduce you to a brave new frontier that all business owners and leaders are going to need to know about in 2025, 2026, and beyond if they want a competitive edge. This brave new world is called decentralized finance. DeFi is going to give you access to tools that are going to allow you to accept payments for your business at a fraction of the current rate now. Tools that can help you fight inflation and earn yield on your resting capital like you've never experienced before. You may have heard the term decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. And if you haven't, I guarantee you will. It's like a parallel financial system. No banks, no middlemen, total control of your money. It runs on code on the blockchain and is available 24/7 in real time. In this video, I'm going to walk through a few examples of how DeFi is going to reshape the financial system and how you can capitalize on it now. Let's start with something that may blow your mind. Imagine you could borrow money for yourself or your business instantly with zero credit checks, zero paperwork, and no middlemen. You can do that in the crypto world. You can borrow against your Bitcoin on platforms that are well known like Coinbase and other platforms that are well known in our space like Aave. Here's how it works. You deposit your crypto asset, Bitcoin or Ethereum for example, and you're able to borrow US dollar coin, literally US dollars as a coin against that. Now you're able to hold your assets and have working capital. This is very similar to what you might do if you owned a building or a property. You could get an equity line and access that capital without selling the asset itself. This is perfect if you want liquidity without triggering a tax event. Next up, let's talk about DeFi income and liquidity pools. You probably know the big names in the space like Coinbase and Kraken and Robinhood, but most of crypto happens what's called on-chain. There are tens of thousands of coins that can't be listed on exchanges because exchanges have to go through a rigorous process and they have a million applications at all times. So what liquidity pools allow you to do is deposit your assets into a pool of money. For an easy example, try to think of a pool of money that was half US dollars and half euros. Every day, people need to switch between dollars and euros for various business purposes, vacation, or just cross-border payments. Every time they do, they have to pay a fee to the bank or the financial institution that helps facilitate that transaction. Now in crypto land, we can be the bank. We can help facilitate that transaction by providing our assets for liquidity, and in turn, every time a transaction takes place, we earn a percentage of the processing fee. Yes, you heard that right. Business owners, business leaders, and regular investors are able to earn a fee just like the bank does. You may think, why does that matter? I have dividend producing stocks. Well, let me tell you something. These yields are far beyond any stock I've ever seen in my life. Let's take a look at the type of income that can be generated inside of these liquidity pools. Here's a pool with US dollar coin and Coinbase Bitcoin, which is basically a derivative of Bitcoin, with $10.1 million in this pool. Other people have already deposited $10.1 million in here, and it's paying up to 486% annually. You're not going to get that type of return on a dividend-producing stock like AT&T. AT&T is never going to pay you nearly 500%. Now I'm going to try to read your mind because I have a feeling you're very skeptical and thinking, why would anyone pay you 500% annually on a pool like that? You're also probably thinking, why wouldn't everyone do this? So number one, no one is paying you 500% annually. What's happening is there's so much volume in the pool, there's so much transaction fee revenue being generated that it equals nearly 500% annually. You're like Visa or MasterCard getting a tiny cut of every transaction that goes through. And number two, why wouldn't everyone do this? Well, the reality is this really is a consumer-facing product. It's very difficult to understand how to get into these pools, which ones are the right ones, how to stay safe. So there's a skill set required to actually do this. Now you might say, that's risky because I'm holding crypto assets that are volatile in nature. And you'd be right about that. Now there is some ways to hedge against that, but that's a longer video that I'll post later. So make sure you like and subscribe so you get that one as well. However, there's something called stable coins. You've probably seen on the news, there was a stablecoin bill passed and the United States is embracing the stablecoin technology. Now stablecoins are just coins that are pegged to the US dollar. This means they're worth $1 and are redeemable for $1 anytime you want. Many trusted platforms will allow you to hold your stablecoins, again, to provide liquidity and earn income over 14% on that resting capital. So just by knowing that, instead of holding your money in a bank that might be paying you 3 or 4% interest on that money, you can now earn 14+% on the same US dollars if it were converted into crypto dollars, aka stable coins. These are just some of the many different opportunities in the decentralized finance world. This space is growing as fast as the internet did back in the 90s. It's a straight hockey stick up. The United States government is embracing crypto and this technology on a regular basis, and all of the major players in the game are also doing the same. Let's take a look at just some examples. The payment giant PayPal has just announced a pay with crypto option so merchants can accept Bitcoin and other crypto with instant conversion to stablecoins. And they're only charging under 1%, which is nearly a 90% savings than other international credit cards. The writing's on the wall. The big money sees the opportunity here. We've got Bank of America teaming up with a crypto company called Ripple to be able to offer their own stablecoin. All of Wall Street is jumping on the stablecoin bandwagon as Tether, a very large crypto company and stablecoin issuer, are teaming up with literally every bank on planet Earth and are going to enable stablecoins for all of them. And now we've got companies that want to tokenize US stocks so that they're available to people internationally. And this is not just happening with stocks. It's going to happen with all types of real-world assets, like real estate, for example. Now let's look at public companies jumping on board and understanding that Bitcoin is the ultimate store of value. So back in 2017, basically 0 publicly traded companies had any Bitcoin. Fast forward to today, nearly 900,000 Bitcoin are held by publicly traded companies. And keep in mind, there will only ever be 21 million. And if we look at the math a little bit deeper, 98 companies raised 43 billion last month to buy Bitcoin. This is an unbelievable number as real companies understand what opportunity Bitcoin provides them. We've got prominent hedge fund managers and financial experts urging investors to start to allocate to hard assets like Bitcoin or gold. And the news that I just shared is just the tip of the iceberg. The amount of momentum behind digital assets is astounding. It's something that business owners and business leaders probably didn't even think about years ago, but that's changed. Right now, getting into this world can still give you a competitive edge, but soon you will just be behind. So I highly recommend spending some time and energy learning about this ecosystem, learning about this world, and learning to harness the power of digital assets for your advantage. Don't listen to me, right? I'm just some guy. Do your own research. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Do your own research, and I think you'll come to the same realization that I have after 10 hours of research or 20 hours of research. You're going to start to see how much opportunity is here. And one thing I promise to keep doing is dropping videos like this to share the news, as well as strategies and processes you can implement for yourself or your business to help get a leg up in this industry. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.